French clubs in the past. One in Glasgow back in 1976. They won this competition the third consecutive season, beating Saint-Germain, and then they beat Bordeaux 20 years later in the UEFA Cup final. PSG, for their part, have won all 4 previous knockout ties against German opposition, so both sides with good records to defend. Very awkward ball out from Neuer, who's kicking. Disappointing kicking was a hallmark of the first 15 minutes of the game, and there was a big divot that came up inside the 6-yard box as he sliced that one out towards Kimmich and put it straight behind him and out of play for a throw. But no harm done for Bayern, who have been able to force PSG back upfield. It's a little bit cagey at the beginning of the second half with 12 gone. 0-0 the score. You're with Talk Sport. The ball is thrown forward down the left-hand touchline, and Thiago Alcantara can win it back, and he's played it in towards Robert Lewandowski. Lewandowski turning it to his right-hand side. Thiago Alcantara spinning a high ball out towards the far touchline as we look at these pictures, with Davis just controlling it firstly with his head, nodded it up in the air, and then was able to turn his feet and his body and guide it back for Alaba. Then another long diagonal out towards Gnabry on the right-hand corner of the penalty area is put away by Wan-Bannat, out for a throw. Throw which is taken short for Thomas Muller. Muller to Kimmich. Back from Kimmich to Thiago Alcantara. 10 yards outside the penalty area. Kimmich's got it again. Coming in off the right-hand touchline for Thiago. Forced square by Marquinhos. He's been able to play the ball down for Davis. Davis forward down the left-hand touchline for Kingsley Coman. Played in the final 5 years ago with Juventus. Hoping for better fortunes this time around. Sula emerging from the centre circle with possession. Kimmich in space to his right-hand side. Lewandowski trying to drill it out towards him with the first touch. PSG turnover possession, look to bring it forward quickly. Di Maria played it, and it hit the heel of Sula, bounced kindly into the path of Alaba, and he'll guide it back for Manuel Neuer. Now we play 59, and it's 0-0.
Yeah, Di Maria had a wry smile on his face there, because he knew exactly if it hadn't hit Sula's heel, and credit to Sula, he got himself in a decent position, it would have been a foot race to goal, and I think Di Maria would have won it.
Now towards the edge of the penalty area at the other end, it falls for Kimmich. Kimmich on his right foot, clipped inside the box. 1-0 Bayern Munich. Kingsley Coman, born in Paris, breaks Parisian hearts. Coming in at the far post and knocked the ball in. Bayern Munich take the lead just before the hour mark. A routine right-footed clip towards the back post. And Bayern Munich's 100% record in this year's Champions League could be maintained. 11 out of 11 on the cards. Are they going to be Kings of Europe for a 6th time? They lead PSG by a golden L.
Well, what they've done and what they continue to do, this is why they score goals. When the cross come in, and Kimmich, as I said before, they love to put the ball in the box. Wherever it comes, they put it in the box and said, get on the end of it. When Coman ended up heading that into the back of the net, there was 5 Bayern players in the penalty box looking to get on the end of it. And if you continually do that, you'll score goals.
Kingsley Coman made his debut for Paris Saint-Germain as a 16-year-old. He only made 4 appearances for the club. He left as an 18-year-old. And now he's come back to haunt them in the biggest game in PSG's history. Bayern Munich leading by a golden L. That the 500th goal that Bayern Munich have scored in the Champions League. And how significant it could prove to be. Half an hour to go, and they lead. And they will bring it forward again with Coman. Getting himself back on side and receiving the ball from Davis. Cut back towards the edge of the penalty area for Goretzka as they're coming together between Ander Herrera and Davis off the ball. Coman gets it in, and Lewandowski almost had a tap in. Brilliant defending from Kimpembe to just get it out of his path. Bayern recycle it from the right-hand touchline. Goretzka clipping it forward. Gnabry has it now. Left-footed ball swung in from him straight into the hands of Navas, but that was a goal-saving intervention from Bruno Kimpembe.
Once again, Bayern whipping up. Wonderful cross in by Coman. Goalie can't come and get it. But I think he's really caught my eye, Kimpembe, today. I think he's been outstanding. His positional play was brilliant on that occasion.
And it remains 1-0. PSG, as I mentioned in the first half, have scored in all but 2 of their last 102 games. So Bayern will expect that 1 might not be enough for them to win this, but they've struck first. And this appetite at moments. Here's Lewandowski, yarded from the left-hand touchline for Bayern Munich, who lead courtesy of Kingsley Coman's goal on the hour. Thiago Alcantara curves a right-footed ball to Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich shown inside by Bernat, ball inside the penalty area, takes a deflection, it's headed down from Lewandowski, out towards the right side of the box for Muller, coming round the back, it's cleared off the line by Thiago Silva, and Coman nearly had a second, might actually not quite have had enough to creep in off the far post, but Thiago Silva cleared it, and all of a sudden PSG have been completely undone. They've only conceded 5 goals in this competition all season prior to tonight. Now every time Bayern push forward, it looks as though they could score.
It was almost a carbon copy, wasn't it? But it just fell a little bit short, and Coman's caught it sort of on the volley at the far post. But once again, it's no surprise that Bayern scored. They had 4 players in the box on that occasion. You know, they've just scored. There's no thought process about sitting back behind the ball. They're chasing the second goal, and I think the second goal would be crucial.
Foul by Gnabry on Bernat was a big call as far as the referee was concerned, because had he not decided that there was contact there, Gnabry would have been in 2 against 1. No real complaints from him. And matches in all competitions, which came at Dortmund in the round of 16. Last league defeat way back in November, but trailing tonight by a goal to 0. Is it going to be another French failure in a European final? The free kick is given this time against Robert Lewandowski, who's far from happy with the decision. It's Paredes that he's caught, and he's gone across and he's arguing with the referee. Thomas Muller there as well. The ref, Sato, just trying to calm the pair of them down. And Lewandowski did make contact with him, but it was a strange attempt by Paredes to try and win the ball. He'd thrown himself at it, almost went in to 2-foot the ball, but a yard short of where the ball was. Lewandowski, going for the ball, made contact. That's Paredes' last contribution of the night, and Marco Verratti is going to come on to replace him. Verratti, the industrious and tigerish Italian central midfielder, who's been struggling with injury, not seen too much action over the last few weeks, and he comes on for Paredes with 25 minutes of normal time remaining. PSG 0, Bayern Munich 1, the scoreline here on TalkSport. And our coverage of the Champions League final is brought to you with Arnold Clark, the best used car deals in the UK, guaranteed. Thiago Alcantara playing it forward. Every time Bayern have it, there's a chance of a counter-attack for them now, with PSG committing bodies upfield. Coman getting towards the byline, wins another corner.
I think PSG are looking to get a little bit stretched. There's been no reaction at all from PSG, having gone a goal behind. If anything, it's enhanced Bayern's hunger to get a second. I think that second goal as well will just put the lights out of PSG, and as I say, Bayern have impressed me now. They've got hold of this game and they're the driving force within it.
Champions League final brought to you on TalkSport. Those are the thoughts of former England captain Stuart Pearce. The ball is swung inside the penalty area, Marquinhos heads it away. Alaba from distance way over the bar into about the 20th row, back behind Keylor Navas' goal. But we are just short of the midway stage of the second half now, and Bayern Munich nearly there. Verratti playing it back for Kimpembe, now to Bernat. Bernat coming inside, away from the challenge of Joshua Kimmich. Goes back for Thiago Silva. Sliding challenge, a little bit out of control from the goal scorer Coman. Play goes on, he didn't make contact, and Verratti can just turn neatly in the midfield and play it forward. Here's Bernat for PSG to Neymar. Neymar running towards the edge of the penalty area. Muller puts the block challenge in, but Neymar still got it. How important that miss from Mbappe right at the end of the first half appears now. Di Maria, left-footed ball in, Mbappe straight at the goalkeeper. And it all came very quickly. All he could do was push a foot out at it. It was a good quality delivery from Di Maria. And in the end, I don't think he's actually made any contact with it at all. It's maybe gone through his legs, and Neuer was able to make a relatively comfortable save. It was better from PSG, their best moment since going behind, but Bayern will bring it forward again at the other end. Koeman's got it, and he's faced up by Thilo Kehrer. Back from him to Goretzka. Thiago Alcantara. His right is Kimmich. Kimmich to Muller. Muller's level with the edge of the penalty area, and it's playing in the feet of Gnabry. Back for Muller again to Kimmich. Lay off for Thiago Alcantara on the edge of the penalty area. Good ball forward. Just took a deflection off a PSG defender, and that means that it squirts outside the penalty area, and Bernat can clear his lines. Double change imminent for Bayern Munich by the look of it. PSG in a hurry to try and get on with this throw before Bayern can make the change. Philippe Coutinho is one of the players who will be coming on. And in fact, the change will be made now. Coutinho and Perisic, the men who will be coming on. I would imagine Koeman, the goal scorer, will be one of those who will be replaced here. Don't know who the other one will be as yet. We are exactly at the midway point of this second half. So Coutinho and Perisic. Numbers board shown. Gnabry is one of the players coming off, and Koeman's the other. So Gnabry and Koeman off. Coutinho and Perisic coming on, but Koeman leaves the field. As things stand, he's written his name in Bayern Munich history.
He certainly has. As I say, he's the one who's broken the deadlock in this game, where there's been a few opportunities for both teams, but it's been him coming in at the far post. He's certainly written his name in history so far.
Neymar back for Kimpembe. Clearance from Kimpembe, reaches halfway. It's a whack straight back by Bayern Munich and headed on inside the box, and Coutinho almost getting an opportunity with his first touch thanks to Lewandowski. Philippe Coutinho making his final appearance for Bayern Munich, who've said that they don't want to exercise the option that they have to make his loan move a permanent one. But he's made an impression in this Champions League campaign. Scored 2 in 4 minutes against his parent club Barcelona coming off the bench. And he's on for the final quarter of the match if it does end after 90 minutes. Perisic scored against French opposition in the World Cup final a couple of years ago. The other player that has come on. Just over 20 minutes to go. Bayern Munich leading by a goal to nil, and the longer the game goes on, they've been so dominant since taking the lead. They're increasingly good value now for the 1-0 lead over the game as a whole. Verratti battling in there with Thiago, and the free kick has gone his way. Taken quickly, chipped over the top. He's trying to get Di Maria in. Mistake by Davis, a complete air shot as he tried to clear it. Good save.
PSG, they've got to play cultured balls in behind. Verratti's come off the bench, and his first interaction within the game, put his foot on a free kick, take it quickly and pop it in behind the Bayern backline. It's something that they haven't done a great deal of, certainly in this second half.
It's actually a corner. It must have taken a touch off a Bayern player last, and it's cleared up to Coutinho. Coutinho battling with his international teammate Neymar, who can emerge with possession. Can't afford to lose it there, but didn't, because he was fouled by Lewandowski just around the centre circle. Free kick taken quickly by Bernat. Finally Kimpembe rolled down the left-hand touchline. Now an opportunity for Kylian Mbappe onto his right foot. Good ball inside the area. Crucial deflection. Steered out of the path of Di Maria, but this is much better from the Parisians, who have another corner.
Yeah, really unfortunate there. Wonderful ball into the box, I've got to say, and it was just a deflection. Just took it away from the oncoming PSG strikers. It's probably their strongest moments of the second half at the moment, PSG. A couple of corners forced.
And it comes from Neymar. Heads go up for it. Ander Herrera flicking it on. It almost broke for Marquinhos, who, trying to get a left-footed shot in, has caught Sula. And it's a free kick which Bayern Munich will be in no hurry to take inside their own penalty area. They lead by a goal to nil. Scored at least 2 goals in every Champions League tie they've played this season, and at least 3 in all but one of them. Bidding to be the first side to go through an entire Champions League campaign unbeaten in 12 years. Manchester United, the last ones to do it back in 2008. PSG will make another change, and Julian Draxler is the player that is coming on. Draxler on for Ander Herrera. Draxler, man who's won more than 50 caps for Germany. Former Schalke and Wolfsburg player. Thiago Silva heads away. First touch from Draxler, who's on the right-hand side of the midfield three. Put under a little bit of pressure. Laid it out towards his right. And he's back on his feet. Marquinhos heading it forward. He's taking more and more advanced positions now, Marquinhos. There's an inherent risk in doing that, of course. The PSG chasing the game. Muller finding Goretzka. Goretzka into a shooting position. Blocked by Kimpembe before he got to the edge of the box. Marquinhos brings it away. Excellent through ball now. Mbappe will chase it. Forced a little bit wider than he wanted to go, but he's got it. Left-hand side of the area. Good turn by Mbappe. Good turn again to try and get past Süle. Goes to ground under a challenge from Kimmich. No appeals from him that he should have had a penalty, or none with any conviction anyway. And certainly none from his teammates. PSG work further outside the box, but they have it again with Marquinhos clipping it forward. Di Maria, Keira's ball back. Thiago Alcantara on the end of a pullback that was too sharp an angle. PSG will pick it up again, but deeper. Draxler to Thiago Silva. Marquinhos sends it spinning wide for Juan Bernat, who walks around the challenge on the right-hand touchline quite beautifully at Perisic. Bernat back for Neymar. Neymar with a curling effort. Well, he's put too much on it, and it's curved over the top right-hand corner and out of play. And there are 17 minutes for PSG to find an equaliser. 1-0 Bayern.
Much better play there by PSG. More energy about their play. A better ball in behind. It's the first time you've got to start turning the Bayern back line, back four around to face their own goal and give the opportunity to the likes of Mbappe to run at some defenders when they get it on the other side of them.
Süle to Kimmich. Kimmich facing his own goal, just plays it back to the edge of the penalty area for Thiago Alcantara. With TalkSport, Bayern Munich leading the Champions League final with Kingsley Coman's goal. Davis finding Coutinho, left-hand side of the box. Coutinho clipping it in, too deep for Perisic. Muller keeps it alive on the right-hand byline. He smacked it in. He's taking the deflection, and then it's half-headed clear by Marquinhos. Thiago Alcantara finds Goretzka, and then it goes out of play for a throw, which will be taken on the PSG left-hand side. 16 to go. Mbappe's moments have been fleeting, but when he has been in good positions, he's looked very lively. He missed that great chance at the end of the first half. Claims that he should have had a penalty, possibly underlined a little bit, given a bit more credence by the replay that shows that Kimmich maybe just made contact with his right foot. Muller laying it out towards the left for Coutinho. And now Süle has to his right-hand side for Kimmich. Kimmich's got Perisic in space, and he just tried to guide it into straight ball in the end. The pair exchange a few words as they trot to get back in position, and Neymar's run out of room, and it's a throw to Bayern Munich after the quick release from his goalkeeper. But a second goal now, and you feel it's all over.
Yeah, you do, and Bayern look as though they're not settling just for the one. They're flooding players forward. On that occasion, it was Kimmich on one side of the box. Davis has surged on the other side of the box, and you think to yourself, well, you've got 15 minutes to go, and still you're flooding both fullbacks forward to supplement your attack.
Too much?
If they get another goal, the answer is no. If they concede one, I'm going to tell you yes, Jim. Good question, though.
Kimmich. No thought of sitting on this 1-0 lead. Didn't commit too many bodies forward for that Kimmich delivery. Looking for Muller. Cleared to Draxler. Draxler to Marquinhos. Held forward by Thiago Alcantara. And brought under control again by Marquinhos in the midfield. And played down towards the left-hand side for Neymar. Neymar with an opportunity to bring it forward. Combining with Marco Verratti. Verratti too much on the delivery, and looking for Draxler. Davis had to be at his most alert, the 19-year-old, just to cushion a header back to his goalkeeper. Under pressure, Manuel Neuer able to make a comfortable catch.
I'll tell you what I've been impressed with. Davis has been booked early on in the game. He's been foot perfect with his challenges and pulled out of the odd challenge subsequently, which shows great maturity. And just his level of maturity as a young player. We're talking about a 19-year-old in a Champions League final here, Jim. Incredible.
It's only his 49th appearance for Bayern tonight. He's just adjusting his right shin pad now after the ball has been put out of play, and he took a little bit of a tumble. Goretzka. Sliding challenge comes in on him from Kimpembe, and then likewise Bernat on Perisic, but Perisic has won the battle of the two number 14s, but he sent his cross behind the dead ball line and out of play for a goal kick. Well, PSG last failed to score in a Champions League tie at Manchester City in the quarterfinals 4 years ago. They've netted in each of their last 34 games in this competition, which is a joint record with Real Madrid, but they need to maintain that tonight to take this game to extra time. They've got 12 minutes. Our side who've scored late goals. 9 of their 25 Champions League goals this season have come in the final 15 minutes of games, but they need one now. Bernat back to his goalkeeper. Navas for Thiago Silva. In terms of possession, it's 5/8, 3/8 Bayern's favour. Attempts count a little bit more equal than that. Still Bayern bossing it. The most important statistic is 1-0 in their favour with 12 minutes remaining, and Neymar again has run out of room. And the one thing defensively Bayern have excelled at is stopping Neymar and Mbappe getting the kind of service that they've needed to do too much damage. There have been isolated chances, but nothing more than that. And that's got a problem. He received a little bit of treatment about a minute or so ago, and now is making his way off very heavily down towards the left-hand touchline. The player who played in a couple of semi-finals with Bayern. Well, it looks as though he's given the instruction to the bench that he's going to be okay, and he's going to be fit enough to continue for now. They've got Leivin Kurzawa on the bench that they could call upon. Well, he himself has been struggling with an injury. He's got a thigh problem. Has been carrying a thigh problem. Now Bernat seemingly has changed his mind and has told them that he feels as though a change is necessary and that he's not going to be able to continue. There's a great degree of uncertainty really about exactly what is going on. But he leaves the field with pain etched across his face, and Kurzawa has come on for the closing stages. His first appearance for a while. I think the problem that PSG had, this is their third substitution, or their third point of substitution. So they knew that if they just made the one there, Kurzawa for Bernat, that was them done. They couldn't make any further changes. So they were just waiting for Choupo-Moting to be ready, and he's come on to replace Di Maria. So that is the final change. They've only made 4 of the 5 that they're allowed, but they've done it at 3 junctures, and as a consequence, he's played his cards now, Thomas Tuchel, unless this goes to extra time. Choupo-Moting on for Di Maria, and Kurzawa on for the injured Juan Bernat. And again, a little bit of uncertainty about exactly what has happened. It's a free kick to PSG inside Bayern territory, and there are 10 minutes of normal time remaining. 1-0 to Bayern Munich. Neymar trying to work the ball down the left-hand touchline for the tall fullback Kurzawa. Bayern can bring it away. Neymar coming back to tackle, has fouled Lewandowski and gets a yellow card.
Yeah, poor challenge there by Neymar. He's come back, he's complaining that it wasn't a foul, but certainly for all intents and purposes it looked like one on that occasion. Bayern just looked like the side who were a little bit more polished, I think, you know, a little bit more workmanlike. They've got around the threats, as you said before. Muller's come back and helped his defenders out. And they've almost turned around and said, you know what, the best means of defence is attack, and they've just pushed PSG back into their own half and starved their strikers of the ball.
And they're 9 minutes away from being crowned European champions for the first time in 7 years. Kimmich clipping it forward, flicked on dangerously in towards Lewandowski, gets the ball out from underneath his feet, but snatches at the shot and drives it well wide in the end. Whistler gone, and it's a free kick rather than a goal kick. Hasn't been able to maintain his perfect run of scoring in every game in the competition. Not yet, although he has scored a couple of late recent goals to maintain that impressive record. He was just flagged offside there. Kimpembe just able to make sure that he wasn't caught in possession. Finds Thiago Silva, driven forward from him. Thiago Alcantara, pressurised by Verratti, who's won possession back, but the referee has given the free kick. The archetypal Italian gesture from Verratti, with the thumb and the index finger meeting, and just the shaking of the hand towards the referee, asking for clarification about the decision and a little bit more. But free kick, a soft one at that, has been given against him, and there's a sharp exhalation of breath from Thiago Alcantara. 82 on the clock. PSG 0, Bayern Munich 1. But think back to that quarter-final against Atalanta, where PSG were much closer to elimination than they are now, and they ended up winning without the need for extra time, with goals in the 90th and 93rd minutes. But it's going to be late again from the Parisians if they're to find parity. 7 to go. Marquinhos inside the centre circle, losing out. Here's Lewandowski round Thiago Silva, who's upended him cynically, and that's a yellow card and the free kick 6 yards outside the box.
Yeah, I don't think there was any attempt there from Silva to jockey him or show him wide. He's just gone to ground and took the foul, really, for his team.
Only the second yellow card he's picked up all season, Thiago Silva. An easy decision for Daniele Orsato to make, because Silva was committed. He was already on the ground, and he's just thrown his right leg out to make contact with Lewandowski. Free kick to Bayern, and if they score from it, you think they're probably European champions. 4 in the wall, Choupo-Moting on the left of that wall, and Kehrer on the right. Kimpembe and Draxler, the two players in the middle. Navas is happy it's in the right place. Thiago Alcantara stands over it. Philippe Coutinho might fancy his chances, and having been the wrong side of the ball for a moment, he's now walked to the left-hand side of it, the right side, if he's going to strike this. Alaba having a look at it as well, but it is going to be Philippe Coutinho with pace but wide.
Yeah, I think the distance was just too much. Goalkeeper took a good position, and it well covered.
Here's Verratti for PSG, trailing 1-0. Time very much against them, 6 to go. French sides have a lousy record in this competition. They've only won one of the 6 finals in which they've played since its inauguration in the mid-1950s, and that run destined to continue unless there's a dramatic equaliser, and even then they would only get PSG to extra time. Kimpembe heads the ball away from Muller. Bayern making a good job of keeping it inside PSG territory, but Coutinho's now fouled Kehrer, and it's a free kick to the Parisians, which will give them an opportunity to get the ball forward into Bayern's half. Kimpembe finding Verratti, flicked away from Perisic. Neymar slightly under-hit the ball for Kazawa, who is forced to dive in and make the challenge, and he too is going to pick up a yellow card. It's Kimmich that he's fouled.
Yeah, it's got a little bit scrappy now. Few unnecessary free kicks been given away, and the odd necessary one as well. But I don't think this is helping PSG at all. They can't build up any momentum. They can't pin Bayern back into their own half. And I've got to say, from Bayern's point of view, been fantastic. Since they've scored, they've just put PSG on the back foot.
Chances have certainly been at a premium for the French side. We've only had 3 attempts on target all night, only 1 in this second half. Well, Bayern can make a change. Thiago Alcantara leaves the field and possibly ends his career as a Bayern Munich player. He'll be replaced by another Frenchman, Corentin Tolisso, who will come on for his 50th European appearance. Scored 4 goals against PSG in the past, including 2 in the last meeting between these two teams. Kazawa clears the ball out of play for what has been given as a PSG throw. Not even Kazawa was expecting that. I think the referee might have amended the decision. No, he hasn't. I thought that he had overruled the assistant referee, but he hasn't, and PSG take it. Verratti working back for his goalkeeper. There are 3.5 minutes of normal time to go. Maybe another 4 minutes on top of that by way of stoppages. 3 or 4, I guess, so 6-7 minutes left to play. Neuer, seen very little of it, but has made a couple of very important saves when the situation has demanded. Playing it forward, Goretzka, Coutinho, forward from Söller, not with any degree of quality though, given away, and then the ball worked back forward from Draxler wasn't the best. He struggled to get to the tempo of the game since coming on to replace Herrera. Kimmich sliding in right-hand touchline, keeps it in, chasing after it down the right-hand side was a good strong run from Perisic. Kurzawa left it for centre-half to come across and deal with, and Kimpembe could do that. It goes out of play for a throw, but every time the ball goes out of play, the Bayern substitutes are on their feet, applauding every moment of effort from the men in red doing the job for them on the field. Verratti in strongly on Goretzka. Referee says play on this time. Verratti in field for Neymar. Neymar clipping it out towards the right-hand touchline, and Davis got the positioning absolutely spot on to split the gap between Draxler and Mbappe, and had he not done so, they were in real trouble there, Bayern. They can work it forward upfield. Thiago Silva gets it away. Back for Neymar. Neymar trying to get away from Toliso's challenge, able to ride that and work it out towards the right-hand side. And now Choupo-Moting makes his way through the middle, but the cross was about 5 feet too high for him. And it goes straight out of play for a throw. And there is a sense from the PSG body language that they believe that this isn't going to be their night, that they've run out of ideas, that their race is run, and that it's going to be another French failure in the showpiece event.
Yeah, that was a symptomatic opportunity just then. The pass should have been played in behind the back line. They've tried to bisect it instead, and Davis got across and dealt with any potential danger.
Marquinhos with a touch in the midfield. Cleared up the right-hand touchline by Perisic, and out of play. You're listening to Bayern Munich against Paris Saint-Germain in the 2020 Champions League final. It's live on TalkSport with McDonald's McDelivery. Order McDelivery now on the Uber Eats app. We deliver. Kehrer pushing forward for PSG from right back, leaving spaces in behind. They're having to commit more bodies forward, such as the state of the game. Looking for another 90th minute equaliser as they found against Atalanta. And we're just coming into the 90th minute now. Verratti playing it forward. Choupo-Moting on the turn on the edge of the penalty area. Left-footed ball flicked in. It's Mbappe. What a save! But the offside flag was up anyway. Neuer again spreading himself. And he pumps his fists, acknowledging to himself what an important moment that might have been. The offside flag was up. The replay shows that it wasn't even close. Mbappe, a good couple of yards offside, but Neuer not to know. Out so quickly, spread himself and made another crucial save with his right foot.
He's made probably three like that today in the game, Jim, and the distance that he covers when he spreads his body, you know, there's just such a massive barrier, you know, and the second or third time he's got a good foot to it and cleared the danger.
Pushed by Lewandowski, free kick to PSG, 10 yards outside their own penalty area. And all eyes now on the fourth official, Ovidiu Hatzigala of Romania, who's got the numbers board in his hand. How many additional minutes is he going to prescribe? 5 is the answer. So 5 minutes for PSG to find an equalising goal. The trail to Kingsley Coman's goal on the hour. Ball out of play for a throw. Perisic wondering about whose throw it was. He knew perfectly well that it was his. He just stands in front of the assistant referee just to try and run a few seconds off the clock. Kimmich to take the throw down the touchline. Lewandowski can't turn it round the corner. Kurzawa sees to that and clears it. Söller losing out in the midfield, and it's played forward by Draxler, but with 3 ahead of him he couldn't bypass the nearest Bayern defender. They're still living on their nerves at times at the back, the Bavarians. Coutinho, forward now for Lewandowski, goes down inside the penalty area. The referee gave himself some thinking time but says no penalty. And now PSG bring it forward at the other end. 3 against 3 for a moment. Here's Kylian Mbappe towards the edge of the box. Right-footed reverse ball in. Neymar trying to get there, does get there. Shot in on the turn. And Choupo-Moting turns it wide. And that might be the clearest chance they get.
Yeah, an incredible opportunity there. I've got a feeling that Choupo-Moting might well have strayed offside. No, I'm not sure so much. Maybe Neymar, no, good run, but great opportunity. All the same, whipped across the face of the goal and just There wasn't a player there just to get that valuable touch on to bring this game all level.
He threw a right-footed it, more in hope than expectation, and made no contact. Player who's scored against Bayern in the past, albeit more than 10 years ago, but couldn't find the touch that he needed there. The ball is at the feet of Manuel Neuer, who will bend down and pick it up as Neymar keeps him honest, but by the time he's cleared it upfield, we'll be in the 3rd minute of stoppage time. PSG 0, Bayern Munich 1. Kurzawa getting the ball away from Müller, who puts his thumbs up to acknowledge the quality of the ball forward from Neuer. And it's a throw which will be taken on the right-hand touchline for Bayern Munich, and all they have to do is keep the ball in that half of the field for 2.5 minutes, and they've won it. Kimmich throwing the ball up the right-hand touchline. It's got away from Marquinhos. Kurzawa in very strongly. He's judged to have fouled Lewandowski. Yelp of pain from him, who was caught in the midriff. And it's a free kick just on the right-hand side of the penalty area. But more significantly for Bayern now, it's the chance to keep the ball out of harm's way for another minute or so. Run a few more seconds off the clock. They're nearly there. They are nearly there. And the camera pans to Benjamin Pavard, the substitute, who leans forward with the flat of his right hand and bangs the perspex screen in front of him, because he knows he's about to add a Champions League winners' medal to the World Cup winners' medal that he got a couple of years ago. Angry reaction amongst the PSG subs as the free kick was given. Coutinho standing over it. It's worked short to him, of course, by Müller. Coutinho then goes to ground, and PSG will bring it away with Mbappe, and Mbappe flicking it out into space on the left-hand touchline for Neymar, and it's now or never really for the Parisians if they can bring it forward. Neymar trying to get goal side of Kimmich, and he's curved it inside the area, but the run of Choupo-Moting was very well defended by Davis, and he's won a free kick. The yellow card is shown to Thomas Müller for the indiscretion upfield on Kurzawa, but that will just about be that. There's a minute of stoppage time to go, and Bayern Munich are on the verge.
They certainly are. Müller just being booked there. He's almost like a ringmaster, isn't he, Müller? You know, he gets round every player in his team. He gets round the referee from the first minute, but he's got a way of doing it and haranguing the referee where he just doesn't get booked, you know. He's got the referee's ear, and they seem to like him for it.
Yeah, he can even do that well.
Exactly.
30 seconds to go. PSG need an equaliser. First of all, they need the ball. The referee might just add a few more seconds on for the histrionics in stoppage time, but there won't be much. Kurzawa hooking it over his own shoulder, straight out of play for a throw. A throw to Bayern Munich. It's not Paris Saint-Germain's day. The 5 minutes will be up by the time the throw is taken, and PSG's hopes will be up as well. Kimmich, who's shown an ability to inordinately waste time from these throws, hurls it down the touchline, straight out of play off Müller, and that is that. Bayern Munich have done it again, and there can be no complaints. A Champions League campaign that has seen them win every single match. It's never been done before. And the bravura Bavarians deserve winners of the competition for the first time in 7 years, and the 6th time all told. This, the night that Paris Saint-Germain hoped would finally bring them the big trophy. On the 50th anniversary of their first ever game, it seemed as though fate would be smiling upon them. But misses from rare opportunities in front of goal from the most expensive strike force ever assembled gave Bayern a chance, and ultimately Paris Saint-Germain were undone by a Paris Saint-Germain supporter, the Paris-born Kingsley Coman, who scored on the hour mark one of the most important and significant goals in Bayern Munich's recent history. Another defeat for French opposition in the Champions League final. Still, PSG wait to win the big one, but Bayern do it again. They've beaten Paris Saint-Germain by 1-0.
Jim Bradford and Stuart Pearce watching the action here in London, taking place in the Stadium of Light in Lisbon, where once more it is Bayern Munich who had enough to beat PSG. He's sort of run out of steam and ideas, really. They didn't panic as such, Stuart, but they just didn't really have the composure right at the end to make the final pass.
No, they didn't, and I think you've got to give Bayern credit for that. As soon as they got their nose in front, they just kept going forward and put PSG on the back foot, and PSG couldn't sustain any form of pressure or territory to actually ask questions of Bayern. And listen, I think over the 90 minutes they were certainly worthy winners.
They certainly were. I mean, in the end, you think back, it was that first 20 minutes or so where really it looked as if PSG would seize the opportunity, take control of the game. But this Bayern Munich side, they're so hard-working as well as everything else.
They are, and that starts from Muller. I mean, he gets all over the pitch. He helps out every player on the pitch that he possibly can. And they've got a real hard-nosed way of playing. They do ship opportunities at their goal, which we saw today. We thought that'd be the case, and it certainly was. PSG weren't good enough to take one of those opportunities, and you pay the penalty if you don't.
High time for us to choose then our man of the match with McDonald's McDelivery.
UEFA Champions League Man of the Match on TalkSport with McDonald's McDelivery. Order McDelivery now on the Uber Eats app. See mcdonalds.co.uk McDelivery for more.
Well, there's quite a few here who'd obviously have a chance of this. Which way are you going, Stuart?
Well, in PSG ranks, I thought Kimpembe played well, and I thought Marquinhos played well, but I've got to give it to one of the Bayern players. Goretzka done well in the game, but I've got to go with Muller because his influence around the team, his energy, his work rate, he's infectious as a player.
Yeah, no, he certainly is. So that was our choice for the man of the match with McDonald's McDelivery. We deliver.
UEFA Champions League Man of the Match on TalkSport with McDonald's McDelivery. Order McDelivery now on the Uber Eats app. See mcdonalds.co.uk McDelivery for more.
Well, the Trans-European Express with Andy Brassel, Andy Goldstein and Mark the Knowledge Langdon coming away shortly. We're going to stay with Jim, though, for the moment for the trophy lift in a few minutes' time. It wasn't absolutely the classic, was it, that perhaps people expected, but that was a decent final.
I thought it was a really good final, personally, very open. Opportunities weren't taken, otherwise there could have been more goals in this. But Bayern, from start to finish in this competition, have been the outstanding side, I think. And the longer the competition went on, the more they said, yes, we are worthy winners.
I'll tell you what I liked. I've just watched the replay again of Koeman's goal, is that, it's not the easiest of those to get the power to beat the keeper. He's found the right direction inside the far post, heading it back. But that was one of those floated crosses, and he did really well, I think, to head it in the way that he did.
He did. He didn't panic on it. He just needed to guide it where it come from and put some extra power on it. But as I mentioned earlier in commentary, and I've seen so many times with Bayern, they're not afraid of putting the ball in the box and get numbers in the box.
What about Mbappe and Neymar tonight? Slightly disappointing?
Starved of the ball, especially Neymar. I thought he was starved of the ball for long spells of the game, and that's really, really difficult. When they did pick the ball up and get running at defenders, they do look a handful, we know that, but it was few and far between, Sags.
Yeah, it was, and just at times at the end there, I mean, they'll be very disappointed. They've looked much more of a team in this competition, particularly on the return after lockdown, but they're not really quite as this Bayern Munich outfit are, that are absolutely together as one.
Yeah, they are. Fantastic team ethic amongst themselves. They work hard, they've got talent, and they look like a team that probably might be stronger next year.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's sort of the money that PSG had to flash the cash to build the team probably took them less time than it's taken the UEFA officials to build the stage. I mean, everyone's just waiting around. There are no fans in there. They've all congratulated each other's on enough times. I think they're being moved forward. There are a few tears about and what have you, but it was a decent fight. It's been a terrific competition. I've really enjoyed the sort of tournament finish to the Champions League this season and to the Europa League.
Yeah, I think football, both domestically, to get seasons finished around the world, and certainly at this level, Europa competition and Champions League has been absolutely outstanding. It's worked fantastically well.
Where are you with the sort of get to perhaps even a semi-final stage and just get on with it over one leg, 2 semi-finals and a final somewhere, a bit like we did with the Nations League?
Well, listen, the money people won't let that happen, but as a spectacle sags, I think this tournament has been fantastic. I really do.
Well, we're getting a shot here high above the Stadium of Light at the moment, with that stage having been built. I don't know who we're waiting for here. Couldn't they have just brought it out and put it on the old pedestal that the ball was on and said, here we are, it's yours?
Well, I don't think the Bayern players are in any rush. They're enjoying their evening's work, you know.
Big old trophy, this one still, isn't it? It's amazing, with the 2 big ears, and it stands there proudly on that plinth. Actually, they haven't done very much at all here.
No, they haven't. As I say, the Bayern players are waiting patiently to get their hands on the trophy, and the subsequent pictures and selfies and whatever will go with that, but credit to them, they deserve to win it. PSG will say, look, it's the closest we come for a number of years, we've got to build on this achievement.
Yeah, well, it's Bayern Munich then who've won the Champions League again with a 1-0 victory here tonight in Lisbon, in Portugal. It was a good game, it was a good final, there's no doubt about that. We've seen 1 or 2 shockers in the past, but this one wasn't anything like that. But in the end, it was the teamwork and ethic and the chance that fell to Coman that they took, and certainly thoroughly deserved it. You never know with a side like PSG now and what they'll do going forward again. Do they sort of build on the side this time, do you think? And you think that Thomas Tuchel has got the opportunity to carry on? I mean, he's hardly been in charge for any time. I mean, exciting times ahead, I think, for them if they keep with him.
Yeah, they've got a solid defence to build on, and they've got, the 2 boys at the front of the team grab all the headlines and whatever, and they're of the right age to keep driving this team forward. But that is their challenge, I think. Domestically, things are probably not great, and they're not tested domestically, but internationally they've certainly put in performances this year to suggest they are getting closer to the major trophy.
Well, this is getting ridiculous now, Stuart. Oh, we've got the masked man, gloved and masked man. He's the only one who is. The rest of them are all kissing and cuddling each other as if they haven't seen each other about 20 years. But anyway, now this time he's moved it to the proper plinth on the stage with the Champions League logo and the music and the blue and the grey colours, and the moment of orchestral music, which will sign, first of all, the nightmare for the losers, as is always on these occasions, who have to sort of make their way forward and pick up a medal that, well, they won't enjoy. But that's the way it is, I guess. Or are they just going to be standing there as a guard of honour? I'm never quite sure how they do this one now. In fact, Neymar's not even got back off his seat. He's staying out the whole thing. Anyway, we are in the imminent position of this Champions League being given to Bayern Munich once more. And there's only one man to take us through these next couple of minutes or so, and that's our match commentator, as always, on these big occasions here at TalkSport, Jim Proudfoot.
Thank you, Sags. Well, the camera is panning across the faces of the vanquished. The likes of Kylian Mbappe, still only 21, he knows that other opportunities will surely come his way. But the frustration cannot be hidden for some. Neymar, who took his place in the dugout, didn't want to be part of this, didn't want to be part of the Guard of Honour or make his way forward to receive the silver medal, but has been persuaded by one of the UEFA officials that, for appearance's sake, it's necessary. A few tears in the eyes of the Bayern Munich players as well. Some of them have been here before, of course. 4 of this team have won the competition back in 2013. So his longevity amongst the Bavarians. But for the likes of Joshua Kimmich, who hasn't, it's clearly a very special night, an emotional night for him. Emotional for all the right reasons, with the red and white ribbons having been affixed to the two big ears of the enormous Champions League trophy. Such a familiar sight. And the presentation party has now made its way to the less than hastily erected plinth. And they, with the medals ready, will just wait for first of all, the officiating team to make their way forward. Daniele Orsato, the Italian, and they're just making their way through. One of the assistant referees with a picture, I would imagine, of an elderly gentleman, perhaps a departed relative. Such a special occasion, one that gets forgotten for the referees. A job well done tonight on their behalf. The officials just receiving the medals now as they shake the hands of, well, the hand of the UEFA president, Mr. Schäferin, and the reserve officials also making their ways forward now. Even more medals have to be cast these days than ever before, of course. Well, the Bayern players in the Guard of Honour. One of them just breaking that Guard of Honour, Lucas Hernandez, who didn't play a part tonight. A man who has played on the losing side in a final before. Didn't feature this evening, but it will be a gold medal rather than but he can't afford himself a look at that trophy as he makes his way off the stage past it. But now it will be the turn of the Bayern Munich staff. First up, Hansi Flick in his pristine white trainers, making his way forward and receiving the gold medal. Back in November, this would have seemed almost inconceivable for him as he replaced Niko Kovac, but he has masterminded the victory. This, the 36th game of his reign, and they have won all but 3 of them. The Bayern players are receiving their gold medals now at some pace as they make their way through and shake the hand of the presentation party. Kingsley Coman, the hero of the hour for Bayern Munich, gets the handshake. Young goalkeeper Ron Torben Hoffmann, yet to make a senior appearance in his career, but he has a Champions League winner's medal to his name. Philippe Coutinho in his last appearance for Bayern, also picking up a gold medal. And then there's a big pat on the back for Kingsley Coman, who's broken the hearts of his boyhood heroes tonight. Smiles all round. Serge Gnabry played such a major part in this run with his 9 goals, receives his medal. Robert Lewandowski, who was unable to maintain his record of scoring in every game, falling at the last hurdle. but 15 goals for him, an astonishing achievement. Manuel Neuer, one of the last to receive his medal, the second in his collection. First coming back in 2013. It was a trophy that had evaded them for 7 years when domestic dominance had been routine, but continental supremacy had been frustratingly elusive. In the Guardiola, Ancelotti and Kovac eras, the big prize was beyond them, to the chagrin of the power brokers, but now it is Bayern Munich's again. Victories in all 11 games, a record-breaking run, peerless, perfect, and all big ears lifted to the Portuguese night sky. There can be no complaints from anybody in Europe that this is deserved. Bayern Munich have been brilliant. The bravura Bavarians, the European champions for 2020.
Wonderful moment for them, and it'll be a wonderful moment back in Munich. And well, it's been a long season, hasn't it? It's been an incredible season throughout Europe as it comes to a close, really, as it's already begun for next season. We're in that strange time, and in front of nobody tonight except a few UEFA Blazers, Bayern Munich have lifted big ears and proved once more that they have the appetite for the big occasion. Your chance to have your say and listen to the boys now. We go Trans-Europe Express with Andy Brassel, with Andy Goldstein, and with Mark the Knowledge Langdon. Enjoyed every moment of this season, all of us here at TalkSport. Game day just around the corner when it comes to a new season, and we'll all be back in action very shortly. It has finished with two magnificent champions in Europe, Sevilla the other night. Tonight it's Bayern Munich, and you listen to it all live on TalkSport. Good night.
Kimmich on his right foot, flips inside the box. 1-0 Bayern Munich. Kingsley Coman, born in Paris, breaks Parisian hearts. Still, PSG wait to win the big one, but Bayern do it again. They've beaten Paris Saint-Germain by a goal to nil.
UEFA Champions League live on TalkSport with McDonald's McDelivery. Order McDelivery now on the Uber Eats app. See mcdonalds.co.uk McDelivery for more.
This is the sound of confidence being made in the British Army. Did you get that? Here, past the rain, past the shouting, to that, right there, the sound of a soldier unclipping from their first mountain abseil, now ready to overcome any obstacle. The sound of confidence that lasts a lifetime being made. Find where you belong. Search Army Jobs.
Time is running out to get an extra deposit contribution of £500 towards a new Nissan Qashqai, X-Trail, or next generation Nissan Duke when you order by the 14th of September. That's on top of a 3-month payment holiday and free roadside assistance available across the range. Visit nissan.co.uk/extra 500. 0% APR representative on Qashqai and X-Trail N-Tech. 4.99% APR representative on Duke, excludes Vizia. Available on PCP Nissan Finance. Register by 30th of September 2020. Participating dealers only. T's and C's apply.
If you're trying to get with a new star player to your love life, try TalkSportSingles.com. It's the dating app where there's no about. Just give us some of your own stats, then us find an interesting match for you. What are you waiting for? Sign up right now at TalkSportSingles.com and who's in your area. It could be the best tactical move you make. TalkSportSingles.com. A result, no matter what team you support.
Food, glorious food. Now there's so much more choice. Meals for every